Bing bang wang, bang boom bang, pow, bing bang bang, bang bang bang, bong bong, ching pong, ping pong boom, ping pong bang, boom bang bang.
Welcome, everybody, to the Plumes of Hazard. I, as always, am your host. Thanks for favor. To my left is lovely town food Baka, and right down there below me is a crazy little girl.
You can't say I'm late. You can't say I'm late. You can't say I'm late.
No, we literally called that if you were going to show up, it was going to be right around now.
That's right.
You tell me when to be here, and I'm
There.
here.
I'm still late, man. You don't do no bullshit before show, man.
Fine.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Literally, I was running.
This is a coffee beverage I had earlier, so I'll hold that up.
I pulled up Discord and saw you were offline. I'm like, damn, dude. I don't think I've seen him offline in a while.
Yee. Welcome.
Welcome. Hello, everybody. How are we?
Excellent. Yeah. Zoom apps. Discover and add apps to enhance your Zoom experience.
Yeah.
The Hangout. What was that message?
Yeah.
The Hangouts will stop working.
The Hangout
on
toolbox.
And Google Effects.
Google Effects.
Google
yeah.
Effects, yes. I think it was the Google Effects first and then the Hangout toolbox later.
First, I think it was actually the YouTube app first.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The YouTube app, that one was, in all honesty, I think that one was the biggest heartbreaker because we didn't use it for a while because it actually did suck. And then they fixed it.
Yeah.
Like they fixed it to the point where we weren't using Watch together.
Right.
And we would use it and then they took it away because that's what Google fucking does. God forbid they commit to fucking anything.
Can you imagine if they ever sunlight Gmail with as
They can't. They can't.
You'd think they couldn't, right? I mean, that's they just everybody has Gmail address.
Yep. I went and did my own domain and all that other crap because of that. But
mine. I've got a Google Apps account, right? So like I've got the OG one. So it's like unlimited, aliases and all this other stuff that you can do. I think I'm maxed out on the domains that I can host there, and I think I let some of them expire, and I don't think I can add any more.
I fucked up and let my OG Google account. It was like 05 or 06. Like you were in the beta then, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, the Gmail beta.
Well, I mean, I think it was in beta for like a decade, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it was invite only.
I got in on the beta like in 05, I think.
Yeah, I did too, and I got a super short email address. In fact, I've had people comment on my email address before. They're like, "Damn, how'd you get that one?" Like there's no numbers on the end of it. It's not a bunch of other weird spellings or
like
underscores.
dude, at work, if your username is just 3 letters or 2 letters, you've been there a long fucking time.
Yeah.
That means you predate computers at work. For the most part, yeah.
Right. Hey, Addie. Yeah, I did mess up the scene, so sorry. I did toggle away from our intro.
Post chat.
I didn't give you your chat link. So
It's spoiling me.
I know it.
I used to go and get it myself.
I got you. Wait, who's our cheese? That's new.
It's
I've been using that one.
wow.
Have you?
You just froze up for a minute.
I don't think I've seen our cheese before.
Our cheese. It's one of my aliases.
Yeah, I remember that.
I mean, there's no Raphael, but
Yeah, the other one I use is R. De La Ghetto.
right.
That's the main. That's the main surname. This is the other surname.
I think this one needs to be Mayor Mick.
No, this is Richard Cheese. You know Richard Cheese.
I now know Richard. I did not get our cheese, but now I get Richard Cheese.
Yeah.
But Mayor Mick would be a pretty solid first name for a person with a surname of cheese. Isn't that the name of the guy from McDonald's?
Yeah, no. Richard doesn't want his relation to the family disclosed.
Mm.
So he just calls himself Cheese, not McCheese.
Okay.
Yeah, I did give away.
That makes more sense. Oh man, I'm on fumes. We've had some production deployment issues this week, which has entailed many hours after work, and it doesn't seem like it's going to stop anytime soon, which is concerning.
T-Mobile had a data breach today.
Oh, T-Mobile did.
Yeah. Well, was it today or was it? It's been a while. They just disclosed it.
I got
recently,
notified
right?
about it today.
Yeah, they disclosed it recently, but it's been quite a bit. But there are some that had data breaches in January, and they're just now telling people too.
Wow.
I forget what the company was, but yeah. Yep.
Which leads me to think like
no big deal.
AT&T and Verizon had to have had some as well, and they haven't disclosed theirs yet.
Verizon's pretty good about their security and their disclosure of it. But
they're also good at throttling first responders. Hey-o.
Yeah, that is true.
They're about the troops now. Have you seen that complete 180 they've done in the marketing?
Yep.
I have not. What's been going on with the marketing?
Basically, like a year and a half ago. Actually, no, I think I was still living in the house when this happened. Basically, there was a fire somewhere in California.
Mm-hmm. As there is.
This was like a not a fire season fire.
Oh, okay.
I think, yeah. So anyway, first responders were like couldn't get calls through, or they were getting dropped because the fucking Verizon's like algorithm or their software for the tower in the area basically had it set to throttle when there was an uptick in traffic. I think that's what they found after the investigation.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Reddit was like, "Oh, fuck Verizon" for like a week, right?
Right.
And not 2-3 months after that, I remember watching TV and I'm seeing these fucking EMTs and first responders and their testimonials about their Verizon service, and I was just like,
well, and remember
fucking
that
Jim Carrey puking Dumb and Dumber.gif.
Well, and remember that really happened during the California wildfires.
Okay, was that during the proper
wildfires? It was literally during the wildfires that they started throttling fucking all of the EMS people.
That's even worse.
Yeah.
I tried to be modest about it, but that didn't work. That's terrible.
Yep. So
yeah, all that shit got swept under the rug. They're like, we're about the fucking first responders, we're about the troops, like whatever the fuck. They just,
what about the troops?
Fucking greasy worm their way.
What about the babies? What about the kids?
Think of the children.
Think of the children.
Whatever. Fuck Verizon, but I would like symmetrical gig in my building. That would be cool.
Well, nice. Isn't T-Mobile, is it T-Mobile or Sprint that's just rolling out their unlimited 5G for people?
Well, T-Mobile owns Sprint now, I believe, don't they?
Yeah. I don't know if they were still acting independently.
I think that's right. Yeah, I think they were still acting independently, right?
I mean, T-Mobile, I believe, does have unlimited 5G. If you want unlimited 5G, don't get fucking Sprint. God damn it. It's terrible.
Are they still CDMA?
They better not be.
Last I checked, they were still like holding that torch.
Where are they?
Verizon finally switched to SIM cards, right?
Verizon's been on SIM cards forever.
I think they've been on it.
When did they switch? I just know that they were notorious
Nah, dude, they've been on SIM cards forever.
There was a point in time.
Yes.
iPhones were still on CDMA, and you couldn't.
Yes.
Remember, you couldn't use data while you were on the phone.
Right.
Well, no, now hang on now, because that wasn't because of the phone, because of the network. That was because of the phones. Because the fucking phones, the iPhones, you could do it on Android, no problem. The iPhones did not have both antennas in them.
You had to pick, right?
You had to pick.
Yeah.
It was either one or the other. And when you ordered them, you had to do that.
Right.
So
is that what that was? Wow.
Yeah. And then as all the iPhones started coming with the what they call multiband, then Verizon was like, oh, well, we have to do something about the data and phone at the same time, because they started pushing more of the calls through the same way that data came through. So of course, all the fucking iPhones hop on, and you fuckers ruined it for the rest of us. Thanks.
Most of us just stayed on a technology like an AT&T that's actually pretty functional. Like my brother was on AT&T or was on Verizon for a while, and he needed to be because he was often in the middle of BFE with his job. And AT&T, as good as it is in town, is garbage when you start getting out in the middle of nowhere. Yep. But Verizon's pretty good about it out there in the middle of nowhere. But every time I'd call him or something, he'd be like, I gotta hang up, I gotta use my stupid, he's looking for something on his map or something, right?
Yep. And that would happen. So you'd be on the phone and you would have to hang up to be able to let the map load and all that.
Right.
And which is fucking ridiculous. But
it happened to me when we went out for my brother's wedding. It was out in the Catskills up in upstate, and I had to drive up a pretty, decent bit of elevation to get. I mean, the house we were staying in was dope, but there was literally no cell service to speak of. There was Wi-Fi in the house we were staying in, so come wedding day, I had to pick up like 3 or 4 people. I was basically crazy taxi the day of.
Yeah.
And I had to preload all the directions on the Wi-Fi before I left, and God forbid I missed a turn.
Right.
God fucking forbid, because I had to drive down the mountain about 2-3 miles to get a signal, at least. It wasn't a straight line 2-3 miles. It was a
right.
But yeah,
I get 5G all over the place, but I think AT&T toys with that term a little bit. If I remember right, I've heard
they do.
Yeah, it's 5G, but it's not 5G.
It's like 4K. It's like it's not 4K, it's 1080 upscaled.
Right.
Yeah. No, yeah, they and it's weird too on how they have it set up, and the speeds that you're getting. And I do know in downtown Orlando they were putting all the micro cells up along through the city.
Actually, let me
so
5G.
Were they able to successfully do that, or were they shot off the poles?
It depends. The area that I try to drive through is no shooting allowed. Right. It has a sign that says no weapons beyond this point.
Right.
So you're safe.
Right. They frown upon shooting poor guys putting up a 5G antennas.
Full bars.
Dude, speaking of that, so I was at one of the freezer warehouses, and we had AT&T there.
Yeah.
Because they were running something, a new service. And I started talking to the guy. Dude's OG. He's been in for like freaking 20-something, 30 years,
Life.
And he starts telling me the story of, he's like, I said something about the building and it still having the old leaded connectors where you had to solder the freaking wires together. It's still down in this building. And he's like, yeah, this and that. And he goes, something about Atlanta or somewhere. And he was like, yeah, he's like, one of my good friends that I work with, he got shot. And I'm like, wait, what? Are you talking about those 2 dudes who got killed like while working? He goes, yeah, did you know about that? I'm like, yeah, that was all fucking over the news. Right. And I'm like, oh shit. So he knew one of these guys, like he this guy had been in for a while, and I believe that they were there to change some batteries out. So they were like a contractor style, but they were still AT&T employees, and they were doing like a battery change out, UPS change out. And yeah, I'm like, dude, it's crazy. You just imagine just doing your job. Yeah. Fucking getting clapped.
Just getting smoke of gold. Yeah. Oh
So
man, there's no way I'm going to be able to find that. There was a great GIF that somebody posted in Discord a while back. The bald headed guy with the 5G antenna kicking on. I'm never going to find that in
Oh, with
Discord.
the air blowing,
Yeah.
the compressed air blowing against his.
No, that's when the 5G got on, dude.
yeah, dude. There was literally people. I guess it was supposed to be 5G day a couple days ago, and they were all they were not using technology because that's when they were turning on 5G.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Oh,
Okay.
my dresser was moved into the background, I think, last week. I don't know when I did it. It was a pain in the ass. You know why?
Yeah.
Because I had to slide it through this area here. I did it lazily, and by that I mean move the minimum amount of shit out of the way required. I mean, I pulled out all the drawers, I put them on the bed, and then I just kind of. But the actual unit, the chest drawer itself. Where'd that thing go? Oh, I got this super soft USB-C cable.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's like a rubber pencil.
It's like
Nice.
You're not using the same adjectives as you were, or the same simile you were using earlier. It's very smooth. You said earlier, very smooth.
But, you know, just nice, like solid quality silicone sleeving.
Mm-hmm.
It's very soft, very smooth, very flexible.
Mark, yeah, that's the joke for sure, Mark. But the first time I heard about people getting shot and attacked was not in the United States. It was in England.
Mm-hmm.
Over what, soccer?
No, over the 5G thing. But y'all definitely passed that over on this side of the pond, where it was adopted by a certain subset of people, for sure.
Bro, who gives a shit? It's a collective giant L for white people. That's how you have to look at it. They just talk a different kind of funny.
They do talk a different kind of funny.
And actually, the Southern accent. I think I read. I don't remember where I read it or where I heard it, but it was like apparently Southern accent is closer to the British accent than like a Northeast accent.
It is, from what I understand. That's what I've heard.
Boom,
boom.
You both the same 5G tower burning Tide Pod eating ass motherfuckers.
Now that no matter where you go, and that includes the UK, there are rednecks everywhere. They might sound different.
Even in New England, they wear flannel and they dip.
Yep. New England, UK, Deep South, Midwest, California.
My younger brother, who was just moved back from Vegas, he was telling me how much his roommate dips, and I was like, is he from the South? He's like, no, he's from Maine, and I just started laughing my ass off. I'm like, yeah, I met a lot of his kind.
Yeah. That has been my experience. I've worked all over this country, and there are rednecks everywhere.
There he is.
He dips, and every time Africa
and you dip,
comes on his playlist, he sings it really loud. My brother sent me a snap of it. Yeah. He literally just took a Snapchat, his first person POV, just walking to the fridge to get something when it happened to come on. He wasn't bullshitting.
Now, just like many different groups of people, there are good rednecks, and then there's cringy rednecks. Oh boy,
like metal music.
It's
like metal music. Most of it sucks.
But there's some good ones.
What?
But there's some good ones. In fact, I cut on for the first time in I don't know how long on my phone. I was on a long drive last week, and I cut on some Metallica just for something different, right? And it turned out I had forgotten one of my all-time favorite songs was One. I loved that song. It was a great song. Still good. And then the other one that I had forgotten about from the mid-90s that I had that is an absolute banger. Metallica did a cover.
Whiskey in the Jar?
No, although that was pretty good too. and the only way to get it was on the B side of a
cassette.
45.
No, I actually got it on a CD, and I can't remember the freaking where. I mean, it's not any of that. Ah, here it is. So the Enter Sandman single, the single for Enter Sandman, there was another track called Stone Cold Crazy, which is an old song that they had covered.
Was it a secret? Was it the secret version of Enter Sandman that gets played at every hockey arena?
No, not that one. No, it's just a regular one. But you had to get, I think it was an import single of Enter Sandman, and you got that song. It's Stone Cold Crazy. It was like a one-hit wonder 70s band. I can't remember who they are off the top of my head, but Metallica's version kicks ass. It is so cool.
Hey, laughs and Napster.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Pretty much.
But I had to track it down. This was before Napster. I had to track it down on this single because I had heard it on the radio or something, and it took me forever to figure out where it came from and how to get a hold of it, and I finally found that one album.
Actually reminds me, my younger brother has our old external drive that we had all our music on, and I have a lot of shit that I can't get on Spotify or even on SoulSeek, that Napster-like client I use that I showed you the other week when I pirated Metallica.
No, not that you would do that, but yeah.
Allegedly.
No.
Right, allegedly. There you go.
Allegedly.
Yeah, so I have also random promos I got sent to the radio station in college. I ripped those, and those are on my external, and that's
right.
Shit, I can't.
The next time you would allegedly pull that up, find the Metallica Stone Cold Crazy. It's awesome.
I feel like I've heard it. I just don't remember it.
Right. It's not. It's just hard to find a copy of it, or at least it used to be hard to find a copy of it. But now I'm sure a million people got it now that the internets are a thing.
Eep.
Yeah, Tomas, I did see a GIF something about that recently. Not recently. This was a few weeks ago. That somebody had put like a spoon or something where they got the COVID shot and it was like sticking or something. They were saying it was magnetic. That's so good. Hey man, some people are special. That's all there is to it.
No, they watched X-Men.
Yeah, they want to be Magneto. Mm-hmm.
You remember with the guard, what's her face, pumped and full of iron?
Sorry, I didn't follow that. I was reading.
Was it X-Men 2, Mass?
What?
Where Mystique goes and hooks up with the guard from the prison, the same guard who I think was also in, I don't know what other movie. He just plays a schlub in everything he's in. But anyway, she gets him drunk, pumps him full of iron, basically. Metals.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And Magneto can rip it all out.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you shouldn't get vaccinated, because Magneto's gonna be like bomb.
Because Magneto's gonna go bomb. Yes.
Bong.
It makes the pee go bang, 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 bang.
He could have done that for Homie. Now that I think about it,
it's true.
He could have directed that blood wherever he wanted to.
Mm-hmm. That's right, Tomas. There are special people everywhere. We unfortunately just have a lot of people. So
I didn't get vaccinated because I don't want Magneto to go bomb.
Write that on your vaccination card.
No bang.
I gotta take this to the airport with me tomorrow.
Well,
but yeah,
brown guy thinks he's funny.
I'm flying out to Phonics in the morning.
By the way, I did learn when I flew for the first time in like 6 months. I flew a few weeks ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago, and gaiters are no longer acceptable. You have to wear a full-on mask. By the by,
Gators didn't fly at the studio during the election either. It's fine. You know what I have? I have a desk that no one knows I'm sitting at half the time.
So you can sneak some breaths.
No, I just straight up don't have my mask on.
That's what I mean. Sneak some breaths.
It's a lesser offense, in my opinion, now than it was during the election.
Sure.
Pre-vaccine.
Right.
So yeah. So what if I want to sit in my lonesome without my hijab?
Speaking of which, I ordered something from Duluth Trading earlier this week, and in their clearance section, they had like a 3-pack of masks with like adjustable straps and all that shit for like $4. I totally threw them in my cart. So now I got some emergency masks that probably don't suck. The problem was when I went to go fly and I had the stupid gator thing on, they were like, "Oh, you can't do that anymore." I was like, okay. So they handed me this mask that was straight up just a t-shirt material. Like it was just cotton, thin cotton, whatever, right? Like this is doing exactly the amount of good as my gator is, but whatever. The problem was, Masty, when I put it on my head, the ear loops came like right here. I was like, I literally can't wear this. So
yeah.
I like got it and I was like, hee, and it popped a couple times. The seams popped, and I got it behind my ears, and I was like, close my ears up.
Look how
like,
Tron is living.
What's up, rich boy?
Well,
no, I got a 12-pack.
Yeah.
Free fitty.
Yeah.
Well, this is what's left, but yeah, it was like I was leaving work, and I just nodded at the security guard.
Yoink. Hey, dude, what's that over there?
my problem with some of those masks is with having a beard.
Yeah.
Oh, your face is obviously bigger, and I already have a big fucking watermelon head.
Yeah.
So they're like this.
That's why
I'm like,
for the most part, that's why I've stopped keeping a beard. I'll let this happen, but for the most part, I've been pretty cyclical.
yeah.
I think that's why I ended up doing the mustache last summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, honestly, the beard probably helps because it lets you get a little fresh air in.
No, but dude, it slides like my face too.
Yeah,
Yeah, it does
sucks.
slide.
I move the the bottom of my jaw too when I talk. So sometimes I go to the bathroom and I'll notice like my fucking mask is like
It's migrating north, migrating south.
Yeah,
It's
and
all
I
over the
look
place.
fucking stupid. I look like I can't put it on properly,
Yeah, special guy.
Yeah, Mark. I mean, I'll be honest. If I go to Starbucks to pick up coffee, mask in there.
Are you when you go to Starbucks and get a cup of coffee and get called Richard or whatever the last one was that was awesome?
No, I don't use fake names for Starbucks. Where I used to use fake names were if I had to give a name for a reservation or for having to wait for a table. Like IHOP, I would do funny names.
Sure. Perhaps the Sausage King of Chicago.
Yeah, right. I have to feel like that one's been done to death, which is why I never did that. I just do names that I think they're going to have a hard time pronouncing.
No, what was that one that you posted a week or two ago in response to mine?
Oh, I ordered. Oh, was that when I? So I got one that I've never could have ever fathomed getting.
Like you one-upped me last week, right?
I think I like 6-upped you because I've documented like it used to happen often enough at my last job that it was like it was regular Snapchat material, like weekly Snapchat material.
Right.
Starbucks fucking up my name. And that was when I wised up and started using the mobile app.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes the mobile app doesn't work. Or certain stores will turn off their mobile ordering for a bit if they're getting absolutely hammered. Or just sometimes mobile ordering breaks.
Well, the mobile ordering, you'll usually notice the stores will just stop, and so, you won't be able to put any mobile orders in,
and I'll have to go and get in line like a peasant and order my drink. Right.
Mm-hmm.
What's nice about the app is if you do like to make any modifications to it, like less ice, whatever, it's in your history, so you just go bop bop, or reorder.
Beep bop boop.
But here's the problem: they ask you for your name first before they scan, because if they scan, your shit's should be on the printout.
Right.
So I'll tell them my name, and I'll see them type way too many letters or erase. I've used their keyboard before, you know, and I'll just I'll look down at their fingers and I'll look at their eyes and I know when they fucked up. I'll know when they fucked up. They'll do the I think I got it. I think I caught the thread.
You are definitely not.
Not typing the word. So I've gotten a couple years ago. I got armed.
No, it was Thomas. That's what you got instead.
Oh no, that was the pho place.
Oh,
I called the pho place. It wasn't busy.
Yeah,
it wasn't noisy. And I'm like, I call an order for Ahmed with the brisket. For anyone wondering, I usually order the wood smoke brisket pho. It's fucking delicious. They didn't have an order for Ahmed from 640, but they had one for Thomas from 640.
I just say Paul.
Paul.
I don't. Yeah. I'm just like, yeah. Either that or I'll just give my wife's name.
No, I don't
want to deal with it.
I'm gonna keep hammering it.
They're like wow. Wah.
But to be fair, if you
Wah.
erase part of an R, it's a P.
Right. I know.
So
that's why I just said Paul.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of Pauls.
These motherfuckers calling me armed.
Yeah, they're calling you right.
Hairy armed, maybe.
I'm surprised they're not calling you drive Toyota with AK sticking out top and flag with white black writing. No, yours would be white green writing, right?
Wow. That last one was ISIS and cake. Like that.
That was great. That was some of your best work right there.
Solid.
ArcMed.
Thomas.
But yeah, I'm trying to think. What else have I got? Oh, I got Amari once.
Amari.
I don't think I documented that one because I was just
Amari. Okay.
And someone's like, "Oh, maybe you got someone else's order." I'm like, "Bro, it was 7:30 on a Saturday, and I was the only one waiting for an order."
Right.
Gone to a Starbucks in Manhattan proper on a Saturday morning. Like most people aren't at work. That shit is empty. Only us tech plebs have to go to work on a Saturday.
Master, you should just hyper roll the R. Raul.
Yeah. What is your name, man? Raúl.
I like Paul.
Y a las 9 de la noche, la nueva novela en el Canal 2. Give the intro for the telenovela.
Mm-hmm. that particular style of voice. The other thing that reminds me of is there's an old outlet mall that opened up when I was, this many years ago, 20 years ago, when I was in high school, and it said. It had a pre-recorded voice that said what exit you were going out of because this place is so freaking big. Like all the exits were numbered, 1 through 10 or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. And of course they did it in English, and then they would do it in Spanish as well. And so my sister, who would work there, that was about the only Spanish she knew, was just that script of "This is the door that you're going out." So she would just bust it out every now and then just to be funny. Tomas said that he was shopping yesterday and there was no toilet paper. Is it time to hoard again?
God, I hope
no. Not here anyway. There's toilet paper coming out everywhere, and there's always stories, and it's not so much now, but 6 months ago or something, or no, I guess it was more like 9 months ago. You'd see stories cropping up all the time about people trying to return pallets of toilet paper that they bought and didn't need.
You gotta sit on that shit. You know it's gonna come back. Wait, people are gonna stop wiping their ass? Are you kidding me?
Or it's gonna go bad.
Everyone's gonna get a fucking bidet? No. Still need some TP for that.
Bidet.
Yeah, unless you're Chuffy, right? With the bidet.
Mm-hmm. With the freaking fire hose toilet
You
seat.
still need a pat dry. Tell me he's volunteering himself swamp ass? I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of monster does that? You know what's be great about being in Phoenix? I can get heat stroke and I don't have to feel gross doing it.
Yeah, it'd be dry heat stroke. Yeah,
I can dig it because I'm seeing my aunt. These are gonna be covered.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're probably gonna be wearing long sleeves, right?
I mean, I may just do so anyway because that sun fucking stings.
Yeah.
So are you gonna be there on time? Like for Eric to be there or no?
Oh no, he's not. I'm getting a rental.
Oh, okay.
Dude, rental cars out there are so fucking cheap. It's great, and plus I got the AAA discount through Hertz. Great.
So you doing anything in particular out there?
No, just seeing family. Gonna hang out with Eric D tomorrow. Yeah. Blow up a big piece of sand.
No.
Our
no,
piece of sand's better.
Actually, you
So
could
long
say
as
you're scouting for sand
I will say
because it is for real. I mean, silicon, sand, looking for chips.
Hold up. It's true. So Mark just asked a very important question. Speaking of toilet paper, how does a blind person know when the paper stopped going brown?
Oh, they just need to assume that one wipe and throw
what
away.
if you're
One
Daredevil?
wipe, throw away.
If you're Daredevil, right? He uses sounds to see, right? So he just slaps his ass,
Honestly,
and he can see if there are any dingleberries.
That's a good question. I mean, you have to be.
I don't know how I thought of that so quickly, but
You could smell the paper.
That would be a terrible way of doing it, but it'd probably be effective.
Either that, or I mean, you're gonna have listen. We've all been there. We've gotten shit on our hands. It's happened, right? That's why there's a sink to wash your hands at. So they can wipe 3 times. I gotta say, sometimes you can tell, right? You take one of those ghost shits, where you're like, well, there's nothing there, right? Yeah. And then you take some of those shits and you're kind of like, and well, I mean, it's gonna be different for everybody because it's like getting peanut butter out of fucking, fursuit. But also, you're sitting there, and you're like, damn, this shit just keeps fucking coming out.
Like Chris,
even though we can't see our buttholes, right? Unless you're Chuff and have to look at it in the mirror bent over, right? Or
like I just made the same face.
I was thank you. We intrinsically cannot see our buttholes, right? But blind people know their buttholes that they also cannot see,
right?
Just as equally as we can't see ours. Do they know their buttholes better than we do? You have to think they do.
Yeah, you'd think
when they poo.
You'd be reading Braille, right?
Do they use Braille toilet paper?
Braille paper.
Yeah, that's right, Rob. That's what I was talking about. Like Chris Pratt in Parks and Rec, right? One of his outtakes when he goes to the doctor, he's like, sometimes when I take a poop, I wipe and I wipe and wipe and wipe, still poop. It's like I'm wiping a marker.
Bro, if you're wiping a fucking melted Hershey bar, you need to eat some better foods
and finish pooping. Sometimes you just need to sit there for another minute, let the rest of it come.
Still, how do you not know your tummy well enough or your butt well enough? How many years on Earth do you need to be on this Earth for you know? If you're sick, it's one thing.
Yeah.
When you got the diarrhea, you can think you're done, and then you sit down in 30 seconds. You're like, oh, I have to fart again. That's code for I got to spray.
Right.
Yep.
But otherwise, you should know.
Rob,
sometimes you're like, oh, it's time. Feel another tummy cramp. Oh, here we go.
Rob also brought up the poop knife, which as technology not having it as my dad can be, I sent him that thread years ago whenever that came out, and he about peed himself laughing. He still talks about poop knife all the time.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's poop humor. I think it's too extreme of poop humor that my siblings could appreciate. Maybe my younger brother. That's about it.
Yeah.
So it didn't really land there. I don't think I even posted. I just knew. I've known my siblings long enough.
Right. I knew my brother would laugh, but I wasn't sure about my dad. My dad adores it. He'll holler from the bathroom.
My older brother would do. My older brother, like Saturday was his drinking night. I think this is like before he and his current wife got serious. Or actually, no, they were still doing young couple things, so they think they were just drinking every Saturday, whatever.
Yeah.
My brother's day to come home and hang was Sunday, and he would take his hangover shits at the house, and it was foul.
Yeah. Yeah, those aren't ones you need
Like-
to share.
I feel obligated to just blow his shit up one day. You know,
Yeah.
like you know how many hangover shits he took in my bathroom? Too many.
Yeah, you need to go eat yourself something
And
dirty and go over there for sure.
like, and it's always been a characteristic of his, but his poos just the smell lingers in the bathroom longer than most people I know.
Oh boy, who are we talking about?
My older brother.
Oh,
Like I was talking about how foul it would be because he would, you know, Saturday was his drinking day, but Sunday he would come home, you know, late morning, early afternoon. He would take his post drinking shit at the house, and it was terrible.
Yeah,
You know,
send him out back. Just go in the backyard.
no, I need to upper deck him or something.
Yeah.
I would never do that to anybody.
I want to poo on you.
If my worst enemy upper decked my toilet, I would just slap him and be like, "What's wrong with you?" Wow. I'd rather you would have like used Sharpie marker on my walls.
Right. Although,
Look,
now that I've got,
I will never fuck with another man's automobile or his toilet where he poops. You know, you just don't. You don't. You know, I don't. I won't. I wouldn't fuck with my worst enemy's toilet. I wouldn't. I wouldn't put gelatin in there.
No,
I wouldn't. No.
Your worst enemy, though,
Dude.
Something sacred.
I might kill you in the shower.
Mm.
You know, but I feel like the toilet is where we do some of our best thinking and we're second most vulnerable.
True. Yeah, I mean,
True.
Your drawers are down by your ankles. You can't run. You can't even get up fast. Yeah, it's tough.
Dude from the Bee Gees died on the toilet.
Elvis.
Guy from In Excess.
Addie just posted a link that says, "Tell the WHO to stop lying." About what? Take your pick.
Who?
Who? Mike Jones.
He's not lying. That was actually his phone number.
Probably was.
It was. We
281.
all called it.
330-800-4, baby. All right. I have
Me
had
too.
an awful week, and I'm going to go unplug and try to get to sleep tonight so I can get back to working in the morning at 7. So I think we're going to bounce. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight here on the Plumes of Hazard. We will be back next week. Same Plumes time, same Plumes channel.
Yep.
Somebody...
I'll be live from Guantanamo next week.
Go find somebody to do something cool for somebody. It's a crappy time for everybody. So a little bit goes a long way. Later, everybody.
Peace.